Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here and welcome to what is probably going to be part 3 of a 3, maybe 4 part unboxing video where I unbox stuff all on the same day, Tuesday the 1st of July 2025. This parcel arrived yesterday on Monday the 30th of June, but do check out parts 1 and 2 where I open parcels that came on Saturday the 28th of June 2025. It was initially planned to be a two unboxing video with two unboxings each. If it proved too long to be just for one, but it looks like it's going to be 3, depending on how long this unboxing and also one of a parcel arriving later today go. But I'm not expecting to be terribly long with either, but we'll see how it goes. This could end up being a 4-parter, but if it's 3 parts, then welcome to the last part. Also, as mentioned in the other 2 videos, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to stay up to date, and also to help me with making more videos like these unboxings and the recently released Earth Agents episode 19. So, amongst other things, before we start, by the way, Doctor Who Season 2 Bad Wolf Era ranking is coming. I wanted to finish Earth Agents before doing that, and also I want them to release the official artwork for the Season 2 DVD and Blu-ray, so I can use that properly instead of using the current one that they've got with artwork not final written on it, plus if the age ratings have the TBC written across them. And if it is the same artwork, then I just want them to remove the artwork not final text. That's all. And I'm not using the Steelbook's cover. I only did that for the 2022 specials because that was they didn't do a standard edition DVD or Blu-ray for the 3 specials together, just the Steelbook. You have to get the 3 specials in their individual DVD or Blu-ray releases if you didn't want the Steelbook. Okay, so opening up this parcel, this one is back to Doctor Who. Now, this type of parcel, and I used to have these when I was getting books from John Smith's bookstore for uni, or with uni credit. Not so much credit, the credit they would give me. But yeah, these ones have this sort of soft inside stuff that goes everywhere, so I have to be careful. But okay, I've managed to open it without that. So here we go. It is a Big Finish release, and here we've got a Vortex magazine featuring the 13th Doctor and Yaz from the upcoming 13th Doctor Adventures set. So there's the and here's that inside I was talking about. Careful, very softy furnishing. Yeah, I did hope to pre-order / order the bundle of this, as well as also the 9th Doctor Rose Tyler ones as well. That'll be these are bi-monthly starting this month for the 13th Doctor ones, and they'll be releasing every month, even odd numbered month. July is 7th, September 9th, November 11th months of the year, etc. up to May 2027, and then the 9th Doctor one's the same from August this year to June 2027 in the even numbered months, so August being the 8th, October the 10th, December the 12th months of the year, so on. So yeah, I'll see about that. Also, Fugitive Doctor at the bottom, as the next Fugitive Doctor box set comes out this month. And on the other side, in reversed order. So, that's the full text. I think I've got that fairly recently. So the release I've got today is Persuit, which I think is the 7th release of the 8th Doctor Time War. And the 3rd since the start of the 3rd in the Cass era of the 8th Doctor Time War. I haven't heard box set 6. Is that Uncharted? Let me check that quickly. Okay, box set 6 is called Reflections, and box set 5 was Cass, and then 1 to 4 were just the 8th Doctor Time War Volume 1 and 2, and the 8th Doctor Time War 3 and 4. So I haven't heard Reflections yet, but the Cass box set, the 5th one, was okay. It was fine, it got some good stuff, but I wouldn't really say it was particularly amazing. As for Time Wars 1 to 4, I think each one of those got better as it went along. Again, I wasn't really a big fan of Time War Volume 1. I thought that wasn't really that great. And if they hadn't made the rest of the box sets, I think, so as a prequel to the War Doctor stuff, it was a bit of a downgrade to even the weakest War Doctor box set, which was Infernal Devices. Remains my least favourite War Doctor box set up to in the John Hurt and the Begins range. I haven't heard the Continues ones yet. But in terms for Begins and the originals, Comrades in Arms is my least favourite, but Infernal Devices is the weakest of the John Hurt ones, in my opinion. And 8th Doctor Time War 1 it's not really as good as either of those two. So even the weakest War Doctor ones, as of start of 2024, before the War Doctor Continues stuff started, even Time War 1 for 8th Doctor wasn't even as good as the weakest War Doctor sets. So, yeah, that doesn't really fill me with joy, talking about that set. But then box sets 2, 3 and 4 are really great. I think 4 was probably the best, but I really enjoyed 3 as well, and I think 2 also was very good. Although what was interesting for box sets 2 and 3 is they opened with a story that I felt should have been in the previous box set, rather than the box set they actually were in, and then the next story felt like the proper start to the box set. And the 8th Doctor ones had 4 stories a set for the first 4 box sets. I think they've gone down to 3 for these newer ones, but for the first 4 they were 4 stories, which is 1 more than the War Doctor ones were. And like I said, I think they've gone down to 3 for these follow-ups. Then again, the War Doctor ones now, they seem to be doing 3-part stories, like He Who Fights with Monsters, and to a sort of a similar degree with Battleground. Was it Battle? No, that was the one after Warbringer. Which is interesting. So I'll open up Doctor Who Persuit, aka 8th Doctor Time War 7. Stars Paul McGann, Emma Campbell-Jones and Sonny McGann as the 8th Doctor, Cass, and Alex Foreman Campbell, Susan Campbell's son, who was supposedly killed at the end of the 8th Doctor Adventures with Lucy Miller's Series 4 finale. But at the end of Time War 4, they find out that there's a clone or something of Alex. And I think that was supposed to be the teaser to lead into what would have been 8th Doctor Time War 5 after that, or a new series of stuff. And then when they eventually did bring it back round later, they did carry on where they left off, but a bit of time had passed, and the character of Cass is, not Cass, Raki Thacker's character, Bliss, she's gone for somewhere. I don't know what's happened with her, other than the actress not being available for this to do these, so they had to write her out. But you know, maybe in a time war, maybe something happened to her but again, off screen or off air, I should say. And now they seem to be encountering a version of Cass that either meets the 8th Doctor later, or some other timey-wimey stuff, so that the 8th Doctor meets her earlier in his timeline to when they meet in The Night of the Doctor. And potentially the same for her, I'm not entirely sure. Big Finish like to do they love doing their timey-wimey stuff with the Time War, and sometimes it gets a bit too complicated. That's why I wasn't really so keen on the Colin Baker War Doctor stuff, the Unbound War Doctor, where after the events of Genesis of the Daleks, and there's the classic question of that, Genesis of the Daleks leads to the Doctor regenerating, and the Time War starting at that point in time rather than much later, and Colin Baker is the 5th Doctor rather than the 6th, and also the War Doctor. And then basically the Time War happens a lot earlier and is mad. It's even more mad than some of the other stuff that's happened. I haven't heard the Gallifreyan War Master stuff. In terms of the War Doctor and the 8th Doctor Time War stuff, it is a lot madder in the Unbound War Doctor stuff. So, yeah, no wonder it only lasted 2 boxes. I think they were going to do 4, but maybe it wasn't really that popular, so they ended it with 2. Anyway, well, something that does seem popular enough to continue was the Eighth Doctor Time War, following up the Alex Campbell storyline with now featuring Cass for some reason. This is the inside of this release. The Eighth Doctor Time War on Uncharted. Oh yeah, from box set 6 onward. That's what I was thinking. Box set 6 onwards is Uncharted. Uncharted portion of the Time War. Eighth Doctor box set stuff. I don't think Cass was under this sub name. I think it's the post Cass releases. So this one and the pre-hand reflections are Eighth Doctor Time War Uncharted. Whilst Cass was just Eighth Doctor Time War. Cass, and then the ones before were just numbered. So Persuit, starring Paul McGann, Emma Campbell-Jones and Sonny McGann, with Lizzie Hopley, Dan Starkey and Nikki Wardley. Nikki Wardley plays, I believe she was Tamsin in the Eighth Doctor Adventures with Lucy Miller, so does Tamsin come back? But she's supposed to be dead as well. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Also, Dan Starkey, does that mean Sontarans are in this? Not necessarily, but it could be. Okay, it does look like we do have 4 stories in this set as well. Soul of Water by Mark Wright, Tale of Alex by Catherine Armitage, Seesaw by James Moran, and The First Forest by Tim Foley, directed by Ken Bentley. The Doctor and his great-grandson Alex have been driven apart. In an uncharted universe, the Time War is a very different path. A new force rules Gallifrey and will stop at nothing to gain the military advantage, as Alex and Cass cater through the cosmos in a stolen TARDIS. The Doctor is in hot pursuit with duplication's fee. With a duplication, fuck's sake. With a duplicious friend. Oh my god. With a duplicious friend by his side. I struggled with that word. Anyway, bottom, spine, as it says number 7 there, because it's number 7 of 8th Doctor Time War. And also here and there, and then the same stuff on the back with a few more details on the right. So, opening up, did I just hear... Oh, god damn it, another one that's slightly damaged. Sometimes my CDs come... There we go. Sometimes some of these CDs come a bit damaged. Okay, well, here's the booklet. Usually they don't come damaged, but sometimes they do. When I got the Torchwood's Story Continues, Aliens Amongst and God Amongst Us box sets, about more than half of those CD box cases were badly damaged. But a few survived. And there's Persuit. I will look at this booklet myself after, but that's the front. Inside. And there is the back. I don't know which Nikki Wardley is playing Hieronyma Friend. I'm sure I've heard of that character before. Were they in one of the other box sets? Also, Lizzie Hopley is playing them in Seesaw. So, Also, Dan Starkey is Sontaran in this, and a person called Sharon. Okay, so we got disc 1, Spoil War. Features episode 1. On the back you have also available the 8th Doctor Time War 1 to 4, the Bliss Adventures. Also, when box set 1 came out, it was with the classic series Doctor Who logo, but they re-released it with the Jodie Whittaker one later. I think they did with Time War 2 as well, but I could be wrong about that. You know, disc 2, Persuit, where the booklet would go. Same disc artwork for each disc. The Tale of Alex on that one. Oh, goodness sake. Okay, disc 4 and 3 have kind of gone together. But on the back you have Reflections, which is 8th Doctor Time War 6. cast, which is 8th Doctor Time War 5, and 2 other recent 8th Doctor Adventures box sets. What's the Lies Inside and Connections, which I believe are the first and second post-Stranded 8th Doctor Adventures sets, which I'm just gonna call the new 8th Doctor sets. I think the Lucy Miller ones are the new 8th Doctor Adventures, or just the 8th Doctor Adventures, and then you got Dark Eyes, Doom Coalition, Ravenous, and Stranded, and now we've just got the new 8th Doctor Adventures, I guess, which go back and forth from continuing the Liv and Helen stuff with Charlie and also new character Audacity. So, yeah, so you got 2 of the new 8th Doctor post-Stranded stuff alongside the previous 2 Time War releases. That's disc 4, The First Forest, and following up is disc 3, Seesaw. So, yeah, here on this theme, friend, I'm sure they've been in something else. I mean, besides maybe the previous box set, unless I read it there. I'm sure that's a recurring character. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I'm not sure which bit has also been damaged. I don't know if it's even... Maybe it's on the back. I'm not... Yeah. Interestingly, now I look at it, I don't know if it actually is that damaged. Maybe this came from another set, maybe another release, which is odd because then this one came sealed. That's interesting. Also, as I say, sometimes these 8th Doctor ones do not come with the alternate cover. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So it is a bit strange because the 8th Doctor one would probably be, well, it probably would be the original one that they started with back in 1999, the blue 70/96 logos. But interesting that they don't do it sometimes for the 8th Doctor releases. Then again, the War Doctor ones, it took until the Sontaran versus Rutan War Doctor story till they did an alternate cover with what ended up being the 11th Doctor logo for him. Side note, with the 11th Doctor logo use, I think it's fine on the 11th Doctor one. I think for the 12th Doctor one it should have been white, and the War Doctor one silver/grey. And then you got a different logo, same logo but in different colour to indicate each Doctor. And Joe Martin's one, I would probably say, if they do use the 13th Doctor one, I'd say maybe a white one for that one and keep the yellow one for Jodie. But I'm wondering if they're going to use that logo much for her alternate covers as well, considering that they used that logo for most of their releases for a while. In fact, the whole reason they started doing the alternate covers was so that they could give... well, actually, they did that for the 60th one, 50th anniversary ones as well. I think it's a great idea. It gives each Doctor their own original title card and maybe lets them play around with the text font. So that's pretty cool, and sometimes it doesn't impact the picture. So anyway, that's the 8th Doctor Time War 7 Persuit. So yeah, that was good unboxing. I don't know about the story yet, but or stories, but yeah, they're good in unboxing. So hopefully, depending on how long the other unboxing later today will take, then we shall be moving on to that momentarily, or into a 4th part. So, depending on what happens. So, in 3, 2, 1, we should either be starting that, or the text will start coming up and it will say part 4 for this for the 4th release. So, thank you for watching this bit, and if the video does continue with the other unboxing, enjoy that bit. If not, see you in part 4. Hello everybody, so hopefully this should be the second part of part 3 of this unboxing, and hopefully this part won't be too long to warrant a part 4. So it is now about 5 hours later, or nearly 5 hours after recording the end of this video. This package was supposed to arrive somewhere between 2 and 6 p.m, but then it became 4:15 and 6:15, and then 6:45, and then ended up coming after 10 past 7, about 10 past 7, so got this just a few minutes ago at time recording. So, yeah, this fourth package is sort of Doctor Who related, but not quite the same as the first and third ones from earlier. So, this one's coming from Amazon, as you can see. The other parcels were from Sci-Fi Collector Store via eBay, the second from HMV, and the third was Big Finish. And also, all of those would have come in the normal post. Okay, so opening up this bag package, and we have a red fez. Fezzes are cool. And a red bow tie, and hanky bow ties are cool. And that's it. So yeah, waiting all that time for these. And the reasons I've got these is to be, because at time recording on Sunday, it's Tuesday the 1st of July. On Sunday the 6th, I'm going to London Film and Comic Con Summer 2025 in London, and I will be going as the 11th Doctor, albeit, well, sort of a mix of the 11th Doctor and some of my fan Doctor costumes, sort of a mixture between that. But yeah, the fez and the red bow tie are part of that costume. So that's why I've got these. Got these, just bought them a few days ago as part of cosplay costume to go. This fez looks pretty cool. He's got the strap and he's got a little piece of leaflet there. Yeah, this one was always going to be the shortest. I hope, if I didn't talk too much about it. It was always going to be a quick little one. But yeah, they're looking really nice and really good. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, worth the wait for free unboxing videos for you guys, and 5+ hours after filming, said the first two and the most of this third one, and then waiting for the last portion. So yeah, yes, very nice. And that concludes the 4 unboxings in this 3-part video for Tuesday the 1st of June. I'm not getting everything out to show it right now because the other stuff is all away. But yeah, so naturally this was a necessary purchase for what I'm doing on Sunday. Or Sunday at time recording it, my property's already gone for you guys. But yeah, a bit of a necessary purchase for that. Yeah, my favourite was, of course, the James Bond Steelbook box set, but also great to have those limited edition Eaglemoss figures, and of course Big Finish always deliver, or typically deliver anyway. And yeah, these look really nice. So that's it from me for these unboxings. Thank you for watching, and if you've seen Earth Agents episode 19, which at time of recording is halfway through the final checks and adjustments before export, so just got to continue doing that. Why didn't you do it in the 5 hours earlier? But well, I was doing so after I had Dungeon Dinner, but between that I was trying to do the last adjustments and get this sorted, and you had to do a few other things as well, so yeah, only halfway through. But by the time this video goes out, in fact by the time part 1 goes out, you should have had the episode already released. Fingers crossed. Right, so that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Next video, I'm not quite sure, might be the Doctor Who Season 2 ranking, the Bad Wolf Season 2, Series 15, Season 41, might be that video, followed by the 15th Doctor Top 10 story ranking, and then the Fugitive Doctor Top 5 moments updated ranking. Hopefully in the next month or two. Yes, hopefully that DVD cover would have been, it will confirm what it will look like, or at least remove the artwork not final from it. Anyway, one more time, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the Nicholas Payne YouTube channel.